Hey guys, welcome to Wiki Talks. This is a platform where we aim to educate, entertain, and create awareness for a variety of different topics through inspiring people. I'm Meenakshi, just a person who's curious and interested to know more about mental health, keeping in mind that May month is known as Mental Health Awareness Month. So, we aim to break down what corporate employees feel in a corporate setting, how to balance hustle culture, bring in more me time, how to coordinate and be friends with your employer, and mainly how to create that work life balance and take care of your mental health. We have with us today Mr. Namang Chang. He's from Kohima and he is an employee back at Wikiprospects, and we aim to talk to him about what he feels working at this company and what kind of rapport he has with his employers and fellow employees. Hi Namang.
Hey, Meenakshi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Literally, how are you mentally?
I'm good here. How's the weather there in Chennai?
There's a heat wave right now, so don't even
uh,
ask.
so I'm in currently in Kohima working from home, and it's a lot of peace of mind here because I've been working in Bangalore for so many years, and then just
Right,
recently I came here. So the shift in the society, and I was so used to being a citizen in Bangalore, so I was a
right,
Bangalorean.
right. I
So
can imagine.
how am I is the question? Then yeah, I'm fine. I've found certain ways to have a peace of mind here.
Right,
So till now, so far so good.
right,
How
right.
how 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 are you? Let me ask you the same thing.
I'm good. As a full-time content writer, I'm just balancing a lot of different things right now. So I'm just
Yeah,
learning
yeah.
mainly how to not take things personally when people criticize my work or ask any changes when I put my heart and soul into it. So that's one thing I'm growing on right now, and through this session, I aim to learn more about that.
Yeah, same thing. I'm hoping to discuss few things about our topics today, mental health awareness. So yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward.
So yeah, how do you balance your work and life? Like once you finish your job, are you able to fully focus on just your personal life and your family, or do you carry that with you everywhere?
So working from home, since I just started working from home, it's a little bit different, and most of my teams are in Bangalore and
Right,
in other places. So it's a little unconventional for me, and people here normally doesn't work at night, and that's
right,
one
right.
thing. And the second thing is managing a team who is not. I have to, virtually get to them and get in touch with them,
Right.
communicate with them,
Yeah.
like in this manner. So yeah, that's one thing, and balancing that inside the working sphere is one heck of a mess
Right.
sometimes. And putting that aside and trying to mingle with the society here, I feel like I'm very new, even though I was born and brought up here. But since I had a gap of not living here for 5 to 6 years, so like adjusting myself here in the society, it's a very new thing for me right now. But I'm trying to blend in and trying to balance like my day life, my night life, everything, because you know how it works when
Yeah.
you don't work in a normal shift in any time zone.
I know, I can relate.
Yeah.
So that's great. So just to expand more on this topic and to give us some insights, we have Mr. Vinod. He is the COO of Wiki Prospects, and he's here just to talk to us about how he manages his employees and what kind of rapport he has with them, how much the corporate really cares about their employees. So, hello, sir.
Hi, Meenakshi.
Yeah,
Hi
hi.
Vinod,
Welcome to
how
Wiki
are you?
Talks.
Yeah, hi, Namang. Very good evening to both of you. Yeah, I'm doing great.
That's great. That's great. So, what's the rapport like between you and Namang? Like, is it too much like boss and employee, or like what kind of rapport do you have?
To be frank, it's we've never been such a situation. Like maybe in some cases we go to extent like whatever I'm thinking, maybe already executed it. So maybe we say that okay, so tomorrow we may come up with a plan. See, already informed the team. Okay, we are going to do this. So
Right.
most of the case, like we both match our wavelength. So every COO or every CEO doesn't get an employee like him, but like maybe fortunately I got him. So we just going with the flow.
Very
Awesome.
kind
That's
of him to say that. So yeah, Vinod and me, we started working like a few years ago, and then we met in this company itself in Wiki Prospect. So far, I have a huge respect for him as this COO or somebody who has more knowledge than me in the market or in the industry. But apart from that, we have gotten along so good. I know, I I believe I know his family as well. I know his wife, I know his mother. So, and they know me as well. So, I feel like there's a certain kind of relationship apart from the work life, the working sphere, and having that boss employee relationship. So we are also friends. We support each other in our in our domestic life as well. We try to do that even if we can't. So yeah, so I respect that kind of boundaries we have in terms of work, in terms of personal life, and in terms of friendship also. We go out, we go for trips together, along with the team as well. So yeah, so far it's been a hell of a journey with him. Even in the working, we had lots of ups and downs. We sometimes we have differences as well. Now that I'm in the creative department, I'm sure we'll have lots of differences. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun working together with someone who you have a very understanding relationship.
Nice, nice. So good to hear that. So yeah, just expanding a bit more on what exactly your agency does. Could you tell me a bit about the company and what a regular workday looks like?
So Wikiprospects started 3 years back, and we are a full-time sales and marketing agency, and we
Right.
are helping our clients for their sales and marketing activities. By the way, through the technologies available nowadays. So as usual, like we start our day with a lot of interviews because like we are a young and small firm. Now we are like close to 60 plus,
Wow.
and most of the day we start the day with the interviews, especially on Mondays and Fridays.
Right.
Obviously rest of the days we just directly dive into the sales, as I am leading a sales over here. So we just directly dive into the sales and start ramping up the phone calls and emails, answering to the emails, the client queries, and just keep goes on.
Right. Right. Yeah, so how do you exactly get to know your employees on a deeper level? Like, only if they see you as a friend, they'll be able to like open up personally to you and talk to them like about their mental health. So, without criticizing them for it or making them feel as though what they share with you will be used against them, how do you project how do you project yourself as a friend to them more than an employee or a coworker?
As you say that there are a lot of firms are using your words against you, so we typically against that. So as a employee myself in my previous companies, I hate that behavior. So I was very peculiar on crafting my HR system yearly to my maybe entrepreneurship
Right.
world. So once
Yeah.
we start doing that, like we come up with a lot of ideas and brainstorm with different folks and the same industry, and maybe get some
Right.
insights from my friends before doing this company.
Right.
So when we started doing this, we strictly had a habit of like we should not go with bossy employee kind of attitude. It doesn't
Yeah.
work out. As myself as a very jovial kind of guy, and I cannot keep the environment in the same place. Like as I always want to go, my environment on surrounding should be happy. Then only my maybe the positive vibes will spread across me, and I can do some good things. Like, so
Yeah.
I was very keen on that, and we were very careful when we are crafting the strategy, HR strategy, and also the employee strategy when we are getting into this company. And
Right.
also understanding an employee, it's like we started treating them instead of employee as a human being, so that we understand there is a human behind them. It's fine to do mistakes, it's fine to do it's fine to do the repetitive mistakes, maybe 2 to 3 times,
Yes.
it's fine. After that, like they just may polish themselves and refine themselves to come up with the better results. So we strongly believe, instead of an employee, we strongly believe in the human being behind them, so that we just
Okay.
go in deep dive into that, and maybe we get the better out of it.
Definitely, definitely.
Also, yeah, one of the good strategies that we have in our team is um, we tend to miss out few of the it's very unconventional for lots of the corporate in the sectors or companies. So we don't have any reporting manager per se right now. We may have team leaders which overlook the work, but we don't have reporting managers. So most of the employees have direct access to the higher management level, like Vinod and our CEO, stuff like that. So I think that's very unorthodox for most of the companies,
Definitely,
not
yeah.
having a manager. So, but we follow that rule. So, and most of them we take considerate of what the employees want as well. We validate their wish. So most of the employees, I think we took their advices. They voted that they don't want their manager. So yeah, I think few teams in our company doesn't have a manager. So they have direct access to the whoever is leading the company itself. So whatever they want, they can always share. So it can be about work. It can be about their mental health if they have good rapport with the management itself. So yeah, I think that's one good thing people should think about, implementing in the company.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
micromanaging the employee, again, it's going to be a stressful environment. So we
Yeah.
should get rid of it. So if as long as a person know what is my responsibilities, what is my duties, we
Yeah.
should let them free. So that you should let them free so that he can just produce some amazing results sometimes. Like we cannot say, okay, for example, if I start micromanaging, I know the process and I'm just trying to
Yeah.
implement it, and I'm infusing and insisting you to do that. Maybe if I give the free hands to maybe people like Namang and maybe some other people in our company, then they may produce amazing results than what I actually do it. So
Right.
I just go with the flow.
That's so good to know that, because most managers think it's their job to supervise everyone and know exactly, like, give me a daily report of what you did today and everything. So it's so nice to see things are a bit flexible, but still work gets done at your space.
Yes.
So, taking a backseat from your employees and focusing more on you. You yourself are supervising so many things, juggling so many different things on a daily basis. How do you take care of your mental health?
So personally, as you said, like myself, as a handling a couple of teams in place, so we come across different work, different time zones, and obviously again a family. So I follow three simple thumb rule to keep myself motivated and highly energetic. So the first thing is office is different, family is different. So we know the difference. We should distinguish it so that we can respect each other in a different way than the normal one.
Yeah.
And whenever I leave office, I just leave the office duties and responsibilities within the office premises, and I'll go as a common man outside. So when I go as a common man outside, I'm not a CEO anymore, and I just act as a human being with other,
Yeah.
maybe jovial with others and help others, and just do whatever I can. And when I go inside my family, and I'll act as a if I'm a son of my mom, and I'll do act as a son, and if I as a life partner by my wife, then I'll act as a life partner. We should know what is my duty with respect to the field and time. So if you know that, then it's very easy to handle that, I believe. The third thing which I really love is sleep. Obviously, we everybody need a sleep so that
Yeah.
your body organs, everything will get rejuvenated, so that you are ready for the next fresh day. So these three rules are helping me to keep myself energy always. So like every day is again a fresh day, so that I just go and conquer the world outside.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
That's so good.
For me, I think it's mostly having time to spend with your family. And if you're asking me if I do any physical stuff like that, yeah, when I was in Bangalore, I used to go to gym right after my shift. But here, recently, I just came back to Nagaland last month, so I haven't had the time to, browse which gym I should go, or I haven't had a stable place to live here. Like, currently, I'm in Kohima, and it's a beautiful place, but lots of accessibility is not necessarily available as it is in lots of the metropolitan cities. So right now, I'm uh, you know, rejuvenating myself or my organs with caffeine, lots of coffee because we get lots of good coffee here. And
Relatable.
yeah, spending time with families after a very long time. I get to see lots of new faces or maybe old friends, which I haven't met for years and years. So these are some few things that helps me maintain my mental health as well, and then keeps me happy because every time you see a new people, you have different kind of conversations, you have different kind of topics to talk about, and then you have that different vibes from everyone. Each friend gives you different vibes. So yeah.
Definitely. Actually, for me, it was more like my hobbies and my work overlapped with each other, because I love reading and writing. And when I became a content writer, I was writing as a full time job, and then to relax as well, I was writing again. So I felt like I was working all the time. So, what's your take on hustle culture? Do you think people need to always keep working, or like when they feel they are not productive anymore or the work is draining them, they can just shut down for the day? Like, to attain that work life balance.
uh, Again, talking about the work life balance, if you love what you do, you'll come across the same scenario. If you
Yeah.
like writing it, then you keep on riding for a day, then you won't feel it, okay, I need a break. So but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not in the case for all the people, so people tend to change. So in that case, so I always believe, if you are like feeling okay a little low for the particular day, better take a day off and just go and take a big nap. Maybe just have some nice food, and just, if you like
Yeah.
beer, then have some beer and just take a sleep. So that maybe you just, at least you can come for the next day with the full energy.
Yeah.
Then maybe you know what to do now.
Yeah.
I think work-life balance is very important in any culture, even if you are working for yourself as a business owner, as an employee, or having what do you call it? Having a family business, having a shop or something. So like maintaining that balance, like if I love what I'm doing right now, before I was in sales, I used to love what I was doing, but at some point when you don't get where you want to be, it became redundant. So you might want to do something new as well, try something new in your career, put some new more badge on your on your chest. So then like now I'm into marketing and stuff like that. So it feels good when you can actually do something new, but we should also remember that we also have a life outside of work. So I think having that work life balance is very important.
So, as you were saying, what is your idea of getting your whole me time? Like in between all your work, and we are talking about how we can be friends with our employees as well and hanging out with them often and everything. But what about your personal time with yourself when you're not working, when you're not doing your hobbies, just spending time with yourself and self care for your mind? What's your take on that?
Personally, I don't have any such habit like that, but I love sales, and I love talking to new people and stuff like that. So just get a free time and get dive into the YouTube and watch some new strategies out there, and what's happening in the world in other countries, and what are all the new inventions and new innovations in sales. So what are all the tools are coming up which helps to do most of the sales. And if you ask me like what I will do in my free time, obviously other than sales, if I want to do something like maybe take a bike and roam around somewhere, like I love cycling and I'll do that. And also we every day we go to badminton and we just play to make our body active, and just give some workout body. And usually most of the time we just sit in the table, and we don't care about the outside, because since we are working in the US shift. So
Right,
obviously like these two things, most of the time like we'll spend time on the cycling and badminton stuff. That's it.
right. And so, what do you think corporates should do to like many employees don't even know what mental health is? Like, how can they take care of it if they don't even know and consider it as an important thing? So, do you think there should be like frequent activities, maybe workshops, awareness sessions? What do you think corporates can do to spread that?
Corporates can do a lot of magic, because as a person I cannot able to afford something, a mental awareness program, or maybe a mental awareness camp or something, maybe a regeneration camp, or maybe a wellness camp, or maybe not even maybe a small spa. Maybe if I want to
Right,
take a massage, I cannot afford it. As a employee, I may have a limited resources in terms of financial. Maybe instead of, if I want to motivate someone, then maybe I can give a coupon of, okay, maybe for a spa time, maybe have a massage time.
right,
These kind of activities can help them to relax themselves other than the work hour.
right,
And if you ask me what are all the other stuff they can dive in, like obviously the next thing is recreational activities. So you can provide some facilities to the employees, so that after the work hour or within the work hour, maybe a half an hour or 45 minutes after the break, maybe shift, once the shift is end, then they just can go and play the mini soccer, or maybe table tennis, or like
right,
shuttlecock once again, and carom board, or even the team building activities or team building games. There are a lot of games available, so you can just ask the TL or maybe a HR to conduct those, so that the people will be stay focused, and also help each other in terms of work, also the game, so that they know what to do end of the day. Like as a team they work and they deliver what exactly they want. End of the day, the spread, the winning spread, they will get into their mind, so which will help them to balance their life, also the work.
definitely. Namung, do you have anything to add on to that? Like any activities you like doing during your work time
Well,
or anything?
if the question, the same question was diverted to me, what can the corporates do? Since I don't own any corporates, I think from an employee perspective, the only suggestion I can give is, have a unique relationship with all the employees through various means of communication, through various ways you can help the employees as well. So I think the prime relationship between any employee and employer is just getting the work done and then getting them paid. But having that kind of relationship isn't enough to sustain a human being, because you are not making a robot work for you. It's a human being, and there's a lot going on in somebody's mind, even if they're working for you perfectly. So from an employee's perspective, you should always, sometimes maybe just nudge in and then talk to a few of the employees, see how their life are, how they're working, if there's something going on. And you may not necessarily, a privy into their private life and stuff like that, but maybe you can offer some help. Who knows, they might need it. They might be requiring some advice from somebody. So yeah, that's one kind of suggestion I would give. And from an employee's perspective, what should you expect from your employer in terms of maintaining your health awareness, or maintaining your mental health and stuff like that? Is uh, keeping a good rapport is keeping a good relationship with the employee is one thing. So the effort, it's a two-way communication. So the effort should come from both sides. So if Vinod wants to keep a good relationship with me, but I'm not willing to take a step further, then it's not going to happen. So we should always put aside the differences in terms of work, and then in terms of personal affairs and stuff like that. Even if try to focus on what you're doing. And if you have any trouble, or if you have any worries, or if you have any concerns regarding this, you can always talk to someone, maybe an employee, colleague, or see your manager if you have manager, or your CEO, CEO if you have a good relationship with them. Because in some corporate, the hierarchy is such that you don't get an easy access to the top level management, people there, executives. So that's also one thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to wrap up, what is one message you would say to employees or employers or people entering the corporate world or anyone from any field? What is one message you want to tell them to take care of their mental health?
Obviously, follow the thumb rule if you like it. If you don't like it, that just ignore it. I'm least worried about it. So if you really want to take care of your employee as an employer, just believe there is a human behind that. So just say okay to the negative things. Maybe if they do a mistake, just accept it. Even the second mistake, just accept it. Like, if just keep hire and fire policy, that doesn't make sense. Like, the next employee, you are not very sure that the employee is going to maybe shine or not. So just keep believe the human being within him, so that him or her, so that maybe the one or other day they just maybe a very good employee of the year or employee of the month, and they may take your company to next level. So I just strongly recommend every employer to believe the human being other than an employee perspective, so that they just you will be having amazing results. Like, you will be seeing it. Like, I just don't want to elaborate much on that.
Definitely. So thank you so much for this very insightful session. I, for one, took out so many insights from this, and I hope to implement them in the future. And I hope all our audience members as well got to know at least a little bit more about mental health and how to take care of yourself. So thank you so much for this session, and thank you for spending so much time in elaborating all this for us.
Thank you for your
That's okay.
opportunity. For us, for me, first of all, like, I personally, this is my first video, so we just keep growing ourselves. And thanks for the initiative which you guys taking out as a Wiki Talks. I really wish a very good success for this, and always with your support.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye, Vinod.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it was a good session per se, Meenakshi. Thanks for hosting, and then thanks for inviting me to being in the session. Although I wasn't doing
Pleasure
much
is
of the
mine.
talk. It was good. It was a good feeling being here, in this call, and then listening to what you guys were talking. I just gave my 2 cents about it, but my experience with the company has been has made lots of ups and downs in itself regarding work and certain relationships. But I'm happy where I am right now, and I am sure if you are, happy with your work or anything, that should affect your mental health positively or negatively. So we should be cautious about what we are doing, what kind of environment we are working, with whom we are working. So that's one good thing about people who are in the corporate sections. Take care of your mental health. It's not necessary that you should always go to therapy or go for a yoga or meditation courses. Yes, that those are important. Those are one main components of keeping your mental health and spiritual life good in a good way. But it's not always necessary that people should opt for those kind of options. There are also other ways, and the end goal is to have a peace of mind. So I did certainly learn a lot from you and Vinod and your experiences and whatever suggestion you gave. So thank you, and I'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time, I hope.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
So,
goodbye. Good evening. Have a good evening. Okay.
yeah,
Bye.
yeah. So thank you so much, guys. Hope you all learned something through this session and you were as inspired as I am by this session. So be sure to like and subscribe to us. And the comment section is totally open. So you guys can let us know any future topics you'd like us to discuss. Maybe pitch in some people who you think we should bring aboard, and we would definitely be available to make it happen. So thank you so much for supporting us, and stay tuned to this page to know more Wiki Talks. Thank you.